So it's time to go to bed.
Bedtime.
I'll show you how we set up. Come on in.
So, what we do is we grab our little curtains here.
We just hide them underneath the pillow. Chuck's the big one.
We do one each.
There goes the hat. And they've been custom made from a guy here on the Gold Coast, and he's made makes all these kind of things. He's really good. We'll have to find his name and chuck it in.
Custom builds them for the windows. So
They just slide in perfect, just like that. Slide that girl across, clip.
to darken it up.
And then if you come right in,
Just darken it.
so these are our white lights. So say we're cooking, or yeah, we actually need a bit of light, we'll flick these on. But when it gets a little bit later and it's closer to bedtime, we flick these off and we chuck on the diffuser, which has got a light. And if we want it to stay on a certain color, we normally go for orange. We just wait for it to come to orange. Should be very soon. And click.
Beautiful. What this does is mimics the sunset. So it's telling the body to naturally
Slow down.
and get ready for sleep.
So we can stay in tune with our circadian rhythm. This is our whiteboard. This is our name.
And we write out our tasks and to-do list on the whiteboard when we have a bit of a brainstorm. Things coming up in the week and what do we want to write down, quotes or inspirational messages that come from within. So yeah, this is quite handy for us just to chuck where we want it on it.
To scribble and play.
Scribble and play. And play.
Now,
So we'll get the bed ready.
so for the second bed here, Ryan's gonna go through how he makes his bed every night while I lay up there and watch him.
Get up there. It used to take me about 15 minutes flat to make the bed, and now I can do it in about 2.7. I've got it down packed. So check it out, I'll take you through it. So what I do, pull the bolster back just here, open this lid up, grab my bars. One's shorter, so I have to figure out what one it is. Today it's the middle one. So the middle one goes at the front here.
Can you hear him?
One on the back and one in the middle. And then I've noticed if I do 2 roly-polies with this bolster, 1, 2, it's just perfect. And then with this one, roly-poly, and I slot that in there. I lift this up, drop that in. Time. And then I grab my
He slides out.
the bedding. Sheet goes
My
there.
footrest.
Sheet goes there. Bed goes there. See, I've got a wee mattress topper in here. So it just makes it a bit softer. Takes away the feeling of these pads. So just like that. Bit of blood. And my pillow. And I kind of just figure out what way I want to sleep on.
Depends where we're
Depending on the
angled.
angle, but that looks pretty good about there.
You know what I've just realised? You can do breakfast in bed.
Yeah.
Slide this out. Breakfast in bed.
Look at this discovery.
This is, I've never thought about this before. How good's that?
And this is my bed. And Rue's up there. So for those wondering, we don't spoon. I mean, on the odd occasion, we
Sometimes.
have a bit of a cuddle, but most of the time this is it. And yeah, we don't really get cold, so I just run a sheet.
These are fine linen sheets that Ryan, he's a bed guy.
Yeah, I'm a big guy.
He's got to have good bed stuff, so
I mean,
I thought we've got to be matching.
Once you get linen, you don't go back.
Yeah, for those wondering, I fit sideways. These linen pillow.
So it's just
But I normally come over like this. and then gaze into Ryan's eyes as we sleep. Yeah. No, it's actually really comfy. It's we don't get too squishy in here, and then we've got this fan up here to crank it
if it gets a bit warm.
It gets a bit warm
or a bit gassy from Rory.
Yeah,
he's dairy intolerant, but he loves dairy.
Well, I'm upstream from you, bro.
Yeah, hot air rises.
Let's get that cranking.
Yeah. But yeah,
no, this is our bed. Yeah, so sometimes, and this is lounge mode. Sometimes we give it these ones.
These ones.
These ones.
Or these ones.
Oh, even these ones.
The world's our oyster, really.
Yeah, we've got so many options in here.
I sometimes get on the bench.
Yeah, actually, that's a good little wee hang spot. Have I said it?
That's where Byron's going to sleep up there.
Yeah, Byron, this is your bed.
Oh, awesome.
When you come and stay over, or unless you want the floor, but you probably don't want the floor. Yeah, so Vanlife, and for me, I started Vanlife back in end of 2019. I built a tiny little Mitsubishi Express, and that's on my Instagram, and it was literally a bed, and it had a wee kitchen out the back. But for me, starting that process of really realizing and fully accepting and understanding the core basics of what we need as a human being, it's literally a roof over our head and food in our mouth, and everything else is a bonus. And I fully, truly got to that place of believing that, and realizing that the more energy and time that I had to put into what I loved doing and what I wanted to do with my life, I understood that paying rent, especially at that time, I didn't need to. So the van was the best option for me. It also provides so much freedom. I get to wake up wherever I want. There is plenty of ways to wash in the ocean, and forces you to have cold showers sometimes. It built a real callus in my mind of what I really needed, and simple things like a hot shower, and you just appreciate, and I feel so much more grateful for the small things in life. And yeah, this now is just luxury. So yes, we live in a van, but it's a bit of a bougie van, and I couldn't be happier with it. We don't have to spend or think about paying money on rent or leases, and all our time and energy can go into growing this business that is here to help people grow themselves and raise their conscious awareness, so they can be more kind, compassionate, caring human beings.
Beautiful. Rory does this thing. He talks before me, and then I can't back it.
You got to talk first next time.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, brother. And yeah, it was very similar for me. In New Zealand, I was living in a van too, and during my journey, I went through this phase of letting go of my old identity, and part of that was letting go of all of this clothes and all of this garbage that I owned and was holding on to. But I come to realize that I didn't need any of that. And just like Ruth said, it strips you back to what we actually need as human beings, which is a roof over our head and food to survive. And all of the rest is just extra, and it's fun, and it's an experience. So yeah, for me, living in a van in New Zealand was a huge part of who I've become now. Stripping back, spending a lot more time by myself, having that solitude to tune in and reset and recenter with myself, and now coming over to team up with Ru and live in a van together to create change throughout the whole world is our true core focus at the moment. And when you're in a van together, motivating, inspiring one another, the magic just happens. And I'm sure a lot of people are asking, do you fight, do you get on each other's nerves? And because this is a conscious business and this is a conscious relationship, everything gets talked about. Even if there's urges or something needs to be said, we just speak our truth, and from here, and we can figure things out. Like, there hasn't been any bickering or anything, and it's been we've been here for a month in the van in the same space, and yes, there was calibration to begin with because I just come out of quarantine and I was rattled, and I rattled Roo. But now I'm grounded and we're back and we're ready to make change and really focus on our purpose and passion in this world, and that's to bring people together to connect and to raise their vibration through the breath and meditation.
So thank you for joining us. Thank you for checking out our little home. Everything in here is shared.
Yeah.
Everything. So next we are going to just be explaining a little bit more and going through. Byron here is going to grab some awesome footage of all sorts of different stuff. We're going to go through the details of the van. So this won't be the last video of the van life, but we're also going to share a lot about our nutrition, our holistic health, what we do with the breath and meditation, how we operate and run a business from anywhere. And we're just so excited to share it with everyone.
Yeah, all of the above. We're going to capture every moment, have Byron here along the way, and we haven't told him that yet, really, have we? And exciting. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
So welcome, and thank you for tuning in. Big love.
It's cool to be conscious. Big love.